Okay, Patreon supporters, it's me, Ralph. This is the Secret Society, and today we're looking at both the Super Bowl spot and the teaser trailer for the new Han Solo movie that's coming out May 25th, which is the 41st anniversary of the original release of Star Wars. And I'm excited, I guess. It's Star Wars. It looks kind of cool. There's new robots, new worlds, stormtroopers, uh, imperial officers, everything like that. Um, the Super Bowl trailer that was released is very different than the teaser trailer that came up online the following day. So I'm going to do both of them. Um, I feel like the Super Bowl one was probably maybe meant to play. It was probably meant to play before uh, the Last Jedi, and it's weird that they're one feels more like a teaser, one feels like a regular trailer. Anyway, we're gonna get into them. I'm gonna look at them scene by scene. Once again, I'm going to be going forward, back, pausing, and looking at different stuff. So if you haven't seen these before, go check them out. Go check them out on StarWars.com or YouTube.com/Star Wars. And there is the one I believe is called the Big Game Spot. Anyway, you guys seen them. Let's get into it. Okay, Millennium Falcon shots, great way to open, and that like clicking sound is something they've been doing in trailers lately, and they're going to have that sort of beat go in to the rest of the trailer. We see the Millennium Falcon console. Looks very new. All the buttons look fresh and clean, so that's kind of cool. We never really get too many close shots of the Falcon console, so that's cool. The displays look very 70s. That's good. I'm not exactly sure how much time passes between this film and then Star Wars. So let's see here. Let's get going.
So you want to make a difference?
Yeah.
Trust me, you're gonna love it.
All right, so here we are at like a. It looks like the Wreck-It Ralph game grid thing. Also looks like the shot looks like the Blade Runner police station from 1982, but it's definitely some sort of way station. It looks like a train station where people are waiting to board. Later in the trailer, I believe it's either this trailer or the second trailer, we actually see a train. So they must be trying to infiltrate this train. Here you have stormtroopers everywhere checking bags, and then you have one of those little sitting transports. You have an R2 unit up here. I don't know why I'm pointing with my finger, but you can see where my cursor is. An R2 unit and lots of stormtroopers everywhere. Now here's a control panel. We're assuming that this is Han Solo, and he may be undercover going as an Imperial Guard. I don't know, but it's they're interrogating him or asking him questions about joining the Imperials.
You're gonna love it. And which branch are you interested in joining?
I'm gonna be a pilot. Best in the galaxy.
Okay, so let's go back. This is cool. There's this like storm cloud with a Star Destroyer going through. It's a classic Star Destroyer, and we have some what look like TIE bombers, but they have a little bit of a different design. The little cargo area is a bit smaller, and it looks like it may be a scout ship because it's guiding these other two more regular looking TIE fighters along. I'm wondering if this is the Kessel Run. I'm wondering if that's what this could be. I'm not sure. I'm sure the Kessel Run is going to be in the movie. We'll see. Seeing how the Millennium Falcon is coming up.
And which branch are you interested in joining?
So this stuff's kind of cool. It's like a Mario Kart sort of drag race. The controls look very old. It's Han Solo in that ship right there. You could see him. And he looks like he's making an escape. Maybe he's like a wheelman. Maybe that's his job. We're going to find out that there is a group of smugglers that are coming together that Woody Harrelson's character is bringing together. It's a group of 4 people. Him, Lando, Cora, and Chewie. And it looks like they're being brought together. And maybe this is an earlier thing in which Han Solo is shown his piloting skills by driving through this city. Also reminds me of the beginning of the very first episode of Rebels, with Ezra doing the similar sort of race along city streets. These true droids look really, really cool. I can't tell if they're CG. They look like they're guys. The ship comes barreling through. Right through a gate. Boom.
I'm gonna be a pilot.
So we can see it's... I can't tell if that's Han. There's definitely 2 humans.
Pilot. Best in the galaxy.
So I guess this is what a new Millennium Falcon looks like. I like it. It's very 2001. It reminds me of the Blockade Runner as well. It's really, really cool. Yeah, look at everything squeaky clean. Look at the floors are shiny. And the floors look like one solid chunk here. So it looks like the smuggling compartments haven't been added yet. And here's Han looking up at the cockpit of the Falcon. He seems to be wearing a fur. It almost looks like Wookiee fur to me. I wonder if that's going to be an issue later on. Okay, hold on. Let's go back a little bit before we get into that stuff. Okay, so here's Emilia Clarke. Her name is Cora, according to the posters. I think that's right. Here's a droid. He's pretty cool looking. Definitely CG, but maybe motion capture. Maybe Clint Howard. I don't know. He is at at sort of a radar post, and we know if he's played radar technicians before. My prediction: this is Clint Howard. I could be wrong, but I like that he's at a radar, console. So here's that train I was talking about. So maybe it's going to be like a Western, the way that Rogue One was a heist movie / like a war epic sort of movie, and the original series was like more like Flash Gordon. This looks like it could be a Western, and maybe they're doing a train robbery, and that's why they were at that sort of train station before. This train's really cool. It's like a monorail, but it looks like the cargo cars are above and below. The front here has a similar look to like an AT-AT, which is neat. But yeah, there's a lot of cargo, freight things. There's a lot of cargo here that's going to be rife for stealing. And here we have Woody Harrelson, who seems like he's some sort of smuggler who brings everybody together. It'd be interesting to see what his character's like. This sort of like dance club. These costume over here looks reminiscent of the Cloud City designs, maybe early Ralph McQuarrie Cloud City designs. You have a couple of Twi'leks dancing together. Some sort of, I like that this female human has an afro, so they're harkening back to the 70s, which is nice, kind of a disco. You have this singer here who looks like kind of her outfit's kind of shimmering like a disco ball as well. And then behind her is this little dude. I'm wondering if he's some sort of DJ or something. Maybe that's Clint Howard. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna get some new Star Wars source music. All right, some more fighting on the train. It looks like, oh, what are we looking at here? I don't know if that's Han Solo. The person on it has a mask of some kind. It looks like a visor, and they're fighting this sort of, I don't know what that is. Some sort of space pirate. Kind of looks like Grievous a little bit. Oh, they have like bones on their chest. Could be a bounty hunter. Someone along the lines of a Boba Fett. But I'm not sure. I think we may see someone that looks like this in the second trailer. Then there's this guy.
Your name?
Okay. So, I mean, this image was gift a lot yesterday and the day before. This shot of Lando. There's not much to say about it. It's Donald Glover. He's got a mustache, chops, and a beard. He's wearing a fur coat, which once again I hope it's not Wookiee. Maybe it's Bantha. Who knows? But I like these kind of like powder blue lines that come in between it. Looks very Lando-esque. We get the shot of the Falcon, which once again looks cleaner. The radar dish on the Falcon here, you can't really see it in this one, but we'll get to the Falcon more later. And then we have this shot of Han Solo, and he's got a scar on his cheek, and you can't see it in here, but we're going to get into the next one right away. He does have the scar on the chin, which is nice. Hopefully they don't have to explain it like young Indiana Jones. Here's that Solo logo. Looks all right. It's weird because they're playing the Star Wars theme, da, 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 which is actually Luke Skywalker's theme. Han Solo never really had a theme of his own in the original trilogy. There was the Leia and Han love theme, but there was never a Han Solo theme. And so what's kind of cool about this movie is, John Powell's doing the score, which I'm very excited about. I like John Powell's work. We might hear some electronics in it. I would be okay if there was even like a 70s sort of Logan's Run type of synthesizer vibe. I know the Star Wars scores are usually orchestral, and that's cool for the sagas. But as far as these Star Wars stories go, they are kind of open to do anything they want. And if they go and put in like 1976 sort of Jerry Goldsmith electronics behind it, I would be totally on board with that. I don't mind a little variety in these Star Wars stories. John Williams is composing a Han Solo theme for the character that then John Powell is going to use for the score. So that should be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to like the Han Solo theme or not. I think one of the weakest points in all of the Star Wars films that John Williams has done, I thought one of the weakest points was Rose's theme for The Last Jedi. I didn't care for it. I prefer older John Williams as opposed to newer John Williams. And when I say newer, I think it's like from Hook or Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. There's a shift in his style, and that's moved kind of forward since then. And it's fine. It worked for the prequels because it was a whole different storyline. But there's something about the original trilogy music that's different than the prequels, and then it's different on the new trilogy. And I'm kind of hoping that the Solo theme is more in line with classic trilogy. I don't know how that can happen. I don't know if that's something that can rest in the hands of John Powell. I know when Giacchino did Rogue One, he brought back a lot of sounds from 77, and I appreciated that. So hopefully something works out. I'm just hoping it's a strong theme, and when I buy the soundtrack, which I'm going to do, I hope it's awesome. And then, of course, we get this last shot of Chewbacca and Han Solo looking over a beach. Chewbacca has a bandolier, the normal bandolier, but he also has a secondary one that comes over his other shoulder, so it comes to a V shape, which is cool. It doesn't match up with what he was wearing in the prequel, but hey, he could have tried this bandolier in his teenage years, and then he thought, you know what, I like the original version, just over the shoulder. So, I mean, Han Solo could wear different things. Why can't Chewbacca? So that is the Super Bowl spot, also known as the big game spot. And I'm going to get into the teaser trailer. Teaser trailer starts the same way as the other one. And let's get into it, huh? Let me move this over here. It's a little bit different. There we go. All right. Started off the same way with that clicking sound, the click of the buttons, which travels through all the trailer.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10.
Okay. So he's a street rat like Aladdin or like Ezra in Rebels. His voice sounds a little bit higher in this one than the last one. But there is sort of a little bit of a Han Solo cadence to it. I like this guy. I think he's fine. I think he looks like Han Solo. You know, him looking like Harrison Ford's going to be impossible. But, I mean, the similarities between Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor are pretty different. But it's in the ballpark. I'm fine with this. So we get the shot of them flying through the city. We saw this earlier. It looks like they're making an escape out of some sort of factory, and it is Han Solo, and it is Emilia Clarke's character, I think Cora, and I hope it is, so I don't have to go back and edit this. And she looks like she's his co-pilot. I like his outfit here. It looks very Ralph McQuarrie. It doesn't, it's got a little more, I don't know, Ralph McQuarrie-ness to it. That's a cool vest. Yeah, they're gonna sell that at Disneyland, I'm sure. But it looks like she trusts him, even though he looks like he's completely focused and a little bit crazy. It looks like she's having a good time. I like that. That's really cool. Here he is looking over his shoulder. So it's a white outfit it's a white vest with a black jacket. Maybe it's some Imperial entanglement. I don't see the scar yet. Let's move forward.
I was kicked out of the flight academy for having a mind of my own.
Okay, so in this timeline, or in this continuity, he did join the academy, which was in Legends, I believe. I'm not super huge into the Legends, the old Han Solo stories. The only thing I really remember is like from the comic books, Jax the Rabbit, which please, I wish there was Jax the Rabbit in this, but I don't know if we'll get that. So there's a speeder here, and I can't tell if it looks like it's a stormtrooper. It looks like a biker scout. So it may be an Imperial facility. And since he said he was trying to get into the academy, there must be a reason why he came back, or maybe he had some sort of clearance that he still had. He can go back and infiltrate this facility. But he's also being chased by this other vehicle. This thing. Another speeder. But that speeder bike's pretty cool. It's blocky. The front of it there almost has like an AT-AT shaped, but slightly narrow. So it's like a cross between an AT-AT and a speeder bike, maybe. Maybe it's like one of those old mini rig figures that they had back in the old Kenner line. That would be cool if it's a speeder, but then it could climb up walls. Here we see his outfit again. He does have some scarring, but not on his chin. It's cool. Steering wheel reminds me of the old Star Wars arcade game a little bit. Not exactly, but there's just something about it that reminds me. Maybe it's the decals. Here we get another display monitor. Looks like the Death Star trench, but I'm glad they're using those old 70s kind of vector graphics. That's what I wanted from Rogue One, and they delivered on that. So it looks like they're continuing that continuity. Crashes. Oh, it looks like he light cycles the speeder bike into this wall, which sends this trooper flying. Yeah, that's a stormtrooper, all right. Look on this stormtrooper's face. It's a little bit of a different design for the stormtrooper. It's not too drastic. Once again, has sort of a proto stormtrooper look. Somewhere in between episode 3 with this sort of like jawbone piece. That's cool. I like it's a biker scout. He's got more fabric than armor, so he could be more functional on the speeder bike. That's neat.
Having a mind of my own.
So here we have some sort of Alps ice planet, mountainous.
I'm gonna be a pilot.
And here he is in fur. If this is Wookiee, like it may be a joke, it may be a holdover from Miller and Lord's script, but it looks like Wookiee fur. And this may be before he meets Chewbacca, so that might be a good joke in the film, as Chewbacca getting upset about his Wookiee fur jacket, but then maybe Chewbacca could be like, wear this vest instead. Maybe Chewbacca wears the vest, like the old Ralph McQuarrie concept art, where Chewbacca has the vests. That could be interesting.
Best in the galaxy.
He's got the new Falcon.
Hey, kid. I'm putting together a crew.
Okay, here we go. This is some cool stuff right here. Okay, this is sort of like a beach planet. Is that even possible? Can it be a planet all of one beach? But I don't think we've really seen a lot of sandy beaches in Star Wars. In Rogue One, we have Scarif, but we never seen anything like this. That's kind of cool. The new terrain, an actual ocean planet or something that's not entirely ocean. Here we have some sort of meeting place. It looks like a temple or something, but these hooks on top of these little spires make it seem like these get transported a lot. They aren't just like ancient things. And there's a facility here. Either this is a facility, or it's some sort of like B-wing concept of a ship that just came into port and they're walking towards it. So here we have Woody Harrelson. He looks cool. It's Woody Harrelson, and he mentions the team. So here we have Emilia Clarke with the droid counterpart. Because you can't fly the Falcon on your own. I guess you can, but it's easy. It's better with a co-pilot. And we saw Lando earlier with the robot co-pilot. So maybe this co-pilot comes equipped with the Millennium Falcon, or this YT freighter. And I like her cape, and her whole outfit is very, very early production of Star Wars art. Of course, we get Lando. Oh, man. Look how cool he looks. I mean, he doesn't look like Billy D. Williams. He looks as much like Billy D. Williams as this kid looks like Han Solo or Harrison Ford. So I am like, this is, man, dude, look at that outfit. That's great. I don't know anything about this character here. I like her leather flight suit with the kind of aviator like wool neck. It kind of reminds me of Tracer from the Overwatch game. This dude, who is this dude? He's got 4 arms. He's wearing goggles like they do on Hoth. He's sitting at a turret. Kind of has a little bit of a monkey face. Could that be Clint Howard, guys? And here we are in some sort of gambling establishment. Could they be playing? Could they be gambling? Is this from the shot we saw of... Is this the same place as this? See this guy with the hat right here. It's the same lighting. Let's see here. Yeah, is it this guy with this hat here? Is this where Han first meets Lando? They are known for gambling, so that could be what this place is.
You in?
That's yes.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I like the other trailer first. The first trailer, I like that one more, but now watching this bit by bit, there's so much cool shit in this. First, we get our first good shot of Chewie from the front. He looks great. He looks really great. The bandoleer's different. Like I said before, it's got the V-neck. And, dude, okay, so here he's definitely got the scar on the chin, if you look at it. So this looks a little more established. Oh, man, dude. I love Chewbacca. And then these guys. So here's Lando in the Falcon, piloting it. He's got a droid co-pilot. Oh, man. He looks cool. It's CG, but he's got a cool design. He looks classic 70s. More buttons flicking. Oh, going into hyperspace, but it looks like... Is it both of them? They're both punching it at the same time. So the robot and Lando. Oh, that's cool. And then here we go to hyperspace. Woo! Okay. Here's that disco club again. We got a droid here serving drinks. We have this sort of Groot looking alien here. This pointing points on his head. More colored coats and stuff. And there's Emilia Clarke. She's either infiltrated this, or maybe what we saw earlier with the chase in the streets was a flashback, and then Han Solo is returning to see her, and he's helping. He's coming to bring her back. Maybe she's gone on with her life. She's not part of the smuggling ring anymore, and Han Solo's coming back and getting her. I don't know.
The only person.
Let's hear what she
That might be the only person. Who knows what you really are?
Okay. So she says, I might be the only person that knows who you really are. So this is going to give a little insight to Han Solo's past. Stevie reminded me recently that wasn't Han Solo's dad like a king or something? And I believe that was in early drafts of the Star Wars. Maybe it was even in some of the old novels, or maybe the Marvel comic books. So I'm wondering if they're going to bring that in. Could he be like this famous prince? Okay, so here they get confronted on that beach planet. Here's that thing we're looking at on the train. Look at all these guys. I wonder if this is Warwick Davis, because I know Warwick Davis returned, which is cool because Ron Howard and him did Willow together. But these guys look like tribal, like kind of cool. That's cool looking. That's a cool looking bad guy. His mask almost looks like a cross between Kylo Ren and Boba Fett. So they're really going for it. I hope whatever this character is doesn't just get killed off real easy. This guy's really cool looking. Looks kind of Mad Max like. And here you have Han Solo flicking open the gun. Yeah. So it's like a Western. Yeah, this is cool. I'm okay with all of this. This is all great.
Who knows?
Okay, here, who's this? We have a caped figure with sort of a samurai helmet. It almost looks like the helmet that Lando wears in Jabba's palace. So maybe this is Lando undercover. And there's two guards here. Their helmets almost look like Boushh, the bounty hunter that Leia dresses up as. That's really neat. So maybe Lando has this alias where, for years he was under this disguise, and then so when he showed up at Jabba's palace, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's that guy. Come on in." Here's that droid that I think is Clint Howard. So this is the same droid that is the co-pilot. So maybe Clint Howard's the co-pilot. Here's the monitors. This time we see it exploding. I don't see anything in the monitors of any interest. I'm sure there will be. Is that Han? I can't tell. It looks like Han. But it looks like they're jettisoning this cargo. And you got a couple of people on these sort of speeders that look like the Flash Gordon speeders over here. And they're dropping the cargo. So either it goes bad, or either the job goes bad, or this is part of their plan. Oh, they're tied to lines. The cargo's tied to lines, and these speeders are now have them. Here, you can see the power lines. That's cool.
You really are.
So here he is piloting another ship, not the Falcon. He's wearing the fur coat, struggling. And this thing, I don't know what this is. It looks like the ice planet, and there's some sort of shockwave going through it as he flies away. That's really cool. Could this be the Kessel Run? Are these spice mines? Are they smuggling spice? Are these containers filled with spice? Is he a spice smuggler? I don't know.
What's that?
I like that. She says, "I know what you are." And he laughs. He tries to laugh it off. And he's like, "What's that?" And then he kind of gets afraid that she actually knows the answer. It's a great read. And in this shot, you can really see the scar on his chin.
What's that?
Gulp.
Get ready.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
Guys, okay, I'm starting to like the second trailer a lot more. I feel like they should be one trailer. Okay, let's go back out here. Okay, is this the Kessel Run? And he's outrun Imperial Starfleet starships before, so that's cool. Here we get a good look at the bridge of the Star Destroyer. It looks a little bit different than the prequel Republic ships and the Star Destroyers from Rogue One, which would be the next film in this timeline. This freaking storm thing is so cool looking. Are they flying up? Are they flying down? Are they in an atmosphere? Is this some sort of space nebula thing? I think they're in an atmosphere. So here's some good shots of the new Millennium Falcon. And when I say new, I mean fresh off the factory floor. You can see it comes to a point here. This doesn't have that split like it normally does, and it's got a blue paint job to it. Here's more of those fighters. So these aren't bombers. These are shooting laser bolts. They must be heavier guns. I'm not really sure, but man, that's cool. Look at that lightning splitting through the clouds there. That's neat. So here we have Lando. So we have Han and Chewie now piloting the Falcon. Lando's in the back with Cora. And this does not look like a situation she's having fun with. And look at this. He's going through these asteroids, flips the Falcon over, hits the TIE fighter, which crashes into the wall. That's cool. And here's the Falcon. It's got a different paint job. You have some blue stripes and some stripes around here. So yeah, this part right here isn't split yet. And it seems like these come more to a point. So it's almost like it would have to come here to be the regular Falcon. So this is like sawed off. and the satellite dish looks like it's resting inside the surface of the Falcon, kind of like the old 90s Millennium Falcon carrying case that came with the Wedge action figure. It's like sunken in to the surface as opposed to up top. So I'm wondering if that radar dish gets destroyed and then he puts the one on from the other one. This might not even, this has to be the Falcon. I was going to say it might not be the Falcon, but it's got to be. There he goes through the lightning. Whoosh. There he is, Han Solo. Self-doubting, cocky but self-doubting. It's reminiscent of the line, "Don't worry, she'll hold together. Did you hear me, baby? Hold together." It's that sort of line.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine. We're fine.
And giant monsters. You can't have a Star Wars movie without some sort of big monster. All right, guys. I'm excited, man. I don't know if this was the most informative breakdown yet. There's a lot of new stuff to look at. It's Star Wars. I didn't want it to come out so soon. I was fine with the annual December thing, but now after seeing this trailer, I'm assuming Lucasfilm is happy enough with this film to release it already in May. I think if they were to say, hey, we're releasing it in December, we're pushing it back to coincide with all the other releases we've done so far, I don't think anyone would have minded. The fact that they aren't doing that means that it's on track, I guess. I hope it's on track. I hope it's a cohesive storyline. I hope it all makes sense. I hope it doesn't feel like a hodgepodge of things. I know Rogue One was tinkered with a lot, but that's still a movie I love, and even as I rewatch it, it still feels like one cohesive piece. It doesn't feel too spliced together. That's all I hope for. I hope for a nice, concise, good, fun movie. I hope that Ron Howard, whatever Ron Howard did to it, I hope is interesting and new and different. And I really want them to push these Star Wars story movies. These Star Wars movies that aren't part of the numbered saga. I hope they're really, really pushing them and playing with the Star Wars universe and expanding the universe and getting us more lore into the expanded Star Wars universe. I don't like that it has to center around a character we already know, but if it has to be, at least we're getting a take on smugglers and bounty hunters as opposed to just the rebels and the Imperials and the Jedi and stuff like that. So if Han Solo has to be the conduit to an expanding universe, I guess I'm fine with that. I like the way it looks. I think the kid who's playing him is going to be great. And I mean, guys, we have a couple months. We're going to get at least one more trailer before then. But until next time, may the Force be with you. And fingers crossed for Han Solo and this movie.